So this is a overview of the FlexCheck app and how it works. This app was designed to be very, very simple for budgeting for people that specifically live check to check. They're a really tight penny pinching income. I speak for many years of experience living that way, and I know the stress. I understand the stress behind that and how important it is for you to be really, really accurate. So unlike most apps, the FlexCheck app is going to allow you to budget in a new way, in a new system that I've used for many, many years. I created this system for myself. Hopefully you find this as helpful as I have. Let's go ahead and dive into the app and then show you how it works. So once you sign in, you'll see these onboarding screens, okay? So I do want to emphasize that the FlexCheck app is to basically help you avoid overdraft fees, insufficient fund fees, and actually be able to clear everything. So the lights stay on, the cable stays on, the internet stays on, everything, all right? That's okay if you are living check to check or you're not. This app is actually designed to be very, very easy to manage money if you're living specifically check to check or on a shorter or smaller income. It works with larger incomes, just it's not really its purpose. So when you first sign into the FlexCheck app, this is what you will see. All right. I do want to say if you are challenged in seeing the bright mode, you can put this in the dark mode by doing this. Okay. So when you first see the screen, you're going to see up here, these are the months. So June, July, August, September, whatever months you have here. And you're going to see your month here also. We're going to see the starting balance. So keep in mind that unlike most apps that are budgeting apps, you don't have to consolidate or have all the numbers and accounts perfect every month. I found that when I used those apps, it was really challenging, especially when you're living check to check. It's very difficult. So setting your starting balance like this makes it very easy. On the first, say I have $200 in there, I can just put $200. For this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and put the starting balance to 0, just to make it simple. So this is the most important number in the FlexCheck app, is the needed in account. Okay, so this number is going to tell you exactly how much money you need left in your account to avoid those pesky overdraft fees, insufficient fund fees, late fees, anything like that. And also make sure the lights stay on, all right? This number is the needed in account number. This number is the most important in the app, okay? Unlike most apps, it's going to tell you your total amount, and you're going to have to do some math. This is not an accounting app per se. It's a monitoring app, okay? It's a system I designed to allow people that are living on a tighter budget or living check to check to be able to manage this in the easiest, fastest possible way. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Let's go ahead and go down. This bar here tells you how much is cleared once you put in your deposits. Your total income, which means all sources of income, and you can change this at any time. You can add, hey, somebody gave me $50, or I won a $20 scratch off, or whatever. Okay, someone blessed me with $50. You can just add that to your income if you want, and it will go ahead and do all the math for you. Here's your total expenses: light bills, rent, house payments, internet, gas, car payments. All those will add up here. So this is my favorite one. This is the leftover, okay? The leftover is basically how much money is not being used and I can go play with. I can go to the movies, I can buy myself some clothes, I can get a Starbucks. Leftover money means it's safe to spend, okay? Or you could save it for the next month, which is totally fine. It's up to you. I will say, for this system to work the easiest, I recommend having 2 accounts. One that clears all your expenses, and then one that you transfer all your leftover money to. The reason I do that is for 2 reasons. First is to not overspend by accident, okay, and go into your expenses, and then that defeats the purpose of using the app. Number 2 is protection. if for some reason you are your card gets compromised at a store or a gas station, you just change that card and account, and it's super easy, and you don't have to go in and reset all your expenses and auto drafts and everything. That takes tons of time. All right, you just get another checking account, get a new card, and you're done. This is a safety measure. Okay, so it protects you in multiple ways. Okay, so once you have your income, you're going to transfer whatever FlexCheck tells you to your whatever you have left over to your spending account, let's say, and that's all you can spend. That's it. If you spend more, you're not going to be able to have enough money for the next week or for your bills. Let's move down to income. Okay, here is where you add all your incomes. Let's go ahead and add an income. Hit add income button. It's going to go ahead and put paycheck 1, and you can name it whatever you want. And we're going to just make it up amount. Let's say $2,000. Okay, it deposits on the 1st. It is important to put the date correctly. Okay, if not, the FlexPay app is not going to calculate correctly. This you want. This means it will break up your first check from your second check, or your first, second check, and third check, however you get paid, weekly checks. So you do need to hit this. Very important. If it's not already on. Okay. This we're not going to say because it hasn't cleared yet. And then you can put some notes here. It's really nice. So that is income. Let's go ahead and hit save. So now I have new income. This is $2,000. Right? Let's go ahead and add another income. Say paycheck 2. Paycheck 2. And let's say this one is, just for ease of use, let's just put another $2,000. And it gets deposited on the 15th. Okay? That's a start a new pay period. And it gives you instructions on what that means, and I'll show you. And hit save. So now I have 2 pay periods. Notice my total income has changed. My expenses are still 0 because I haven't entered any. So it's telling me I still have $4,000 left over. Wouldn't that be nice? All right. And you can continue to add as many incomes as you want. Keep in mind, if this gets to be too many things on screen, you can always collapse your income. Okay. So if you like, just for your own use, you can also hit, hey, this cleared. That's up to you. Okay. So if you go down, scroll down, you'll notice that we now have 2 new categories, Paycheck 1 and Paycheck 2. Paycheck 1 is $2,000. Paycheck 2 is also $2,000. FlexCheck is telling me this covers from the 1st to the 14th, and Paycheck 2 covers from the 5th to the end of the month. So let's go ahead and add an expense. So there's a couple ways you can add expenses and incomes. Is at the bottom, I think is the easiest, is add the expense, or in this plus sign at the top, you can add income or an expense. Notice the little arrows too. The arrows are, this is coming in and this is going out. Okay, so there's a lot of cool little features here in FlexCheck. Let's go ahead and add an expense. Let's just put rent. Okay, and rent I'm going to put $800. Okay, it comes out on the 1st with my check, and it's on auto pay. Okay, if it's not on auto pay, no big deal. Let's just say it's not on auto pay, or you need a reminder. You can just hit reminder. It's going to ask you if we can send you reminders. Just hit allow. And you can select how many days before you want this reminder. Let's just say 2 days before. And I'm going to say around 10 o'clock. This has not cleared because we're making a budget right now. And I can put optional notes like my account number, whatever. Okay. One thing I want to mention is that everything here on FlexCheck is on your local phone. So there's no reason to worry about being hacked. Unless you lose your phone and somebody can hack your phone, none of this information is accessible online. There's one caveat to that. If you do have an iPad and you are on an iCloud service, the iPad and the phone are going to try to sync. So that would be the only reason that the information will go to the cloud and then go to your iPad. But if you don't and you don't have cloud service, then nothing to worry. Okay, this is totally safe. It's on your phone. It's not going to a server or anything like that. And you can find out more details in our privacy policy. So let's go back to this. Okay, we're going to save this expense. Now you'll see that in Paycheck 1, I have an $800 rent expense. It is due on the 1st, tells me here, and I have a 2-day reminder. Let's go ahead and add a couple more expenses just to show you. Add expense. Let's put electric. And I'm going to put just any number, $100. And it is due on the 4th. I'm going to say auto pay. I don't need a reminder since it's on auto pay, and hit save. So I want you to look right here where this is our first category, our first paycheck. Okay, my first paycheck covers the 1st through the 14th. My rent and electric are due on these are the dates, the 1st and the 4th. And this is how much money I have left on that check. Okay? So this is really awesome because it tells me exactly what I need in my account. Now let's go up to the big number. This also tells me, Josh, this is how much money you still need in your account to clear. The reason it's saying that is not showing this big leftover number is because FlexCheck is designed to show you what you need in your account. Okay? So it's not going to show you your total balance. It's not going to show you all these numbers that don't really matter to somebody that is on a tight budget. It's not going to send you invest in this or buy this stock or you should get a high yield savings account. No, this is an app to help people that are on a tight income and need to live or live check to check, and they need help and they want to make sure that they don't bounce anything or get charged any insufficient funds or get anything turned off. I still right now have a lot of leftover income because I haven't used my total income. So let's scroll down and I want to go ahead and add something that puts me in the negative. Okay, I'll show you what happens. So let's go ahead and add income. Add expense. Let's just put, I'm going to put anything. Huge car payment, okay. This is just to show you. And I'm going to put like $1,500. This is just for testing. Right. If you're living check to check and you're spending $1,500 on a car payment, there's some other things that need to be fixed there. Say auto pay is enabled just for the test. Hit save. Okay, so notice paycheck 1 is now $400 over. Okay, you need $400 more between the dates of the 1st and the 14th. All right, and it says right here you are short $400. Okay, your car payment is due on the 10th. Remember, it's $1,500 just for this test. So now we go to the big number. This is how much money you need in your account for all your bills to clear, okay? And it's telling me 3 expenses are still needed to clear. So as your expenses clear, so for example, my rent has cleared. This is crucial, okay? You're going to log into your bank and just flop back and forth from the apps, okay? From FlexCheck to your banking app, and you're just going to hit rent. Okay? This means it has cleared, okay? This red check or green check mark means that it has cleared. The money has come out of your bank. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the big number. Notice it has gone down. Now I only need $1,600 in my bank to clear. Two expenses have not cleared. Very, very simple. I know I can just go to my bank and I don't have to look at pending deposits. I don't have to look at what the total is or anything like that. I can just look at FlexCheck and go, I need $1,600 and I'm good. Okay. So that is what the beauty of this app is, and that's what it was designed to do. Now, if I were to hit electric, here's $100. Okay. So when my electric bill clears, it should be what? $1,500. Let's see if that works. Let's go ahead and select electric, and it cleared. Very important. It's cleared. That's what that green check means. And now you see $1,500. Now I have one expense left. That is $1,500, which is this car payment that we put in for testing purposes. Okay. Very, very easy to use. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set everything back to normal, to starting, so we can keep going. Let's go ahead and change this car payment. You can change the car payment by just double clicking. And let's put something a little more realistic. Let's just say $700. Okay. Hit save. So notice paycheck 1, now I have $400 left. So I'm good. So now let's go to paycheck 2. Let's add some bills there. I'm going to hit add expense. Remember, you can add expense here. You can add expense by clicking this. Okay. So let's add another expense. Let's just say my water bill is due on my second check. So let's say water bill is $50. Comes out. I need to pay it on the 17th, but it's not auto pay. So I'm going to go ahead and set a reminder the day before, one day before at 9 o'clock. Okay, hit save. So now I have my water bill. It is on the second check. It's going to come out during my second paycheck. It's due on the 17th, and there's a 1 day reminder. Let's go ahead and add another expense. Let's just say we have car insurance. Car insurance. Okay. We're going to say that's $150 a month. It is due on the 22nd, and it's on auto pay. I'm going to hit save. Okay. So remember, paycheck 2. Right now I have $1,800 left. I'm great. No problem. Okay. And then water's coming out on the 17th. I have a 1 day reminder, and car insurance is due on the 22nd, and it's on auto pay because you'll see the little circular arrows here. Okay. Now let's just put in some dummy transactions or dummy with expenses. Sorry. Now let's go ahead and put in some dummy expenses just to see what happens when these numbers go down. Okay, let's go ahead and add expense. Let's say this is fake expense, and I'm going to put $1,200. Okay, on the first, and then I'm going to go ahead and put another expense. Put fake expense 2, and I'm going to put $1,200, and that is due on my second check, 20th. All right. So this is really what I want to show you, okay? Here's the number that is needed in my account for the month, okay? It's showing me red because I only make $4,000, okay? My expenses are $4,200. So my leftover money, this is my play money, is negative 200. I have no play money. So I need to come up with some money, get a second job, something, whatever, or spend less, okay? Here's my income. I'm going to collapse that for now. And then here's my paycheck 1. I am negative $800. So when paycheck 1, pay period 1 is done, I'm going to be short. I'm going to start balancing things and getting fees and getting things turned off. I don't want that, okay? So I need to rearrange things, okay? And I'll show you how to do that. Paycheck 2, I have $600 left, okay? And all my expenses are listed here. So what I'm going to do is make this where it's not in the red. So we're just going to adjust our fake expense here to, let's say, $800. This is just for testing, or demonstration, I should say. Okay. So now paycheck 1 is $400 short, but I'm still good. I need $3,800 in my account for everything to clear, but I make $4,000. So I have enough money, because why? I have leftover $200 to buy Starbucks, right? But why do I have red in paycheck 1? It's because I have too many expenses coming out on my first paycheck, right? So I need to adjust something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my car payment company and say, hey, the 10th is really hard for me to pay. Can I pay you on the 15th? And they say, okay, you have a 5-day grace period or 10-day grace period, so you'll be fine. I'm like, great. So what I'm going to do is hit car payment, and I'm going to change my auto draft and everything to be paid on the 15th. Okay? And then hit OK. So basically what I did was switch things from here to here. Okay? Now keep in mind, now I'm going over on paycheck 2, so you may have to do some switching around, if that makes sense. You know, maybe the water could get paid early. Okay? Maybe my water bill, I can pay it early, and that will lower this number. So let's just try that. So I'm going to go ahead and pay this on the 14th, right before paycheck. Okay, so now I'm only $50 over. And let's say I can pay with my car insurance and pay that early. Let's pay that on the 14th also. Ta-da, done. So what I did is with FlexCheck, I was able to shuffle my expenses around and change the dates interactively to now I have $100 left over in my first check. I'm not going to bounce anything. Everything is good. And I'm also going to have $100 left over for Starbucks in my second check. Go over here, the big number. This is how much I need in the account. My total income says right here, left over $200. Okay, we're good. And all I had to do was rearrange some things, pay some stuff early, ask if I could pay some things like 5 days later, right? If you live check to check, or you're on a lower income or a tight budget, you have had to do this before. So you're not doing anything you haven't already done. This just makes it very, very easy. Now remember, FlexCheck does not adjust anything on your actual bank account. This is just a budgeting and planning tool. You will have to go and change when your expenses come out in your actual bank account, or make arrangements to change the withdrawal dates. But FlexCheck allows you to anticipate and plan and budget, which is what it was designed to do. Once I have my budget set, I want to make sure and go ahead and save that, right? I don't want to have to redo this every month if I don't need to, right? You may have some things you need to change, but for the most part, your budget is going to be the same every month, okay? So let's go ahead and save that, okay? Let's go ahead and go up to the 3 dots up here, and then copy month to template. So your options are replace my template, okay? Let's just hit that. And now, if I go over here to templates, here it is. Everything is saved. So when I make a new month, okay, it's gonna take all these things into account. My paychecks are going to be there, and I may need to adjust them if you're hourly, for example, instead of salary. But you can also save multiple templates and rename it, okay, if you want to. So that's with the template button. Let's go back to months, and this is our main budget screen. And I like this budget. It works for me. I have enough money. I have shuffled all my expenses so that I don't bounce anything. And I have a little leftover money for Starbucks. So let's go ahead and copy this to the next month. So I'm on June. Let's go ahead and go to July. And all I have to do is hit this plus button. Now I have a new month. I'm in July. I can switch back and forth anytime I want. Okay? So I can pre-budget, strategize, plan, say Christmas is coming up and you need a little more money, or you're getting your tax return. Okay, you're going to have a little bit more money. I can go ahead and, say this is, say I win the lottery and I got $300 more. I just go to my income, add income, and I can just add, $300. Say lottery money, which I don't recommend buying lottery tickets if you're on a tight budget, but that's up to you. Save. So now you'll see my income now has lottery money for the next month, because that's, next month I was going to win $300. And things change. All the numbers change. You'll see that the next month I have $500 left over instead of the $200. But let's go ahead and delete that by deleting. All you got to do is swipe to the left and hit delete. Okay. So now I've created a budget. And I can even go over here, make August, September, October, if you want to go that far ahead. If I want to delete a month, okay, all I have to do is go up here and delete this month. You sure you want to delete it? Yeah. Go up here and delete this month. Super easy. Okay. So let's go back to our original budget in June. I have my income back. Everything's set. So how do I get this big number to choose? How do I, quote unquote, know how much money I need every week other than the full amount? Okay. And I've showed you a little bit earlier in the tutorial. Is I'm just going to go ahead and check everything off. Paycheck 1 is cleared, okay? My fake expense has cleared, right? This expense is cleared. This expense is cleared. This has cleared. This has cleared, right? These haven't cleared yet, okay? And my water hasn't cleared yet in my bank. And now FlexCheck is telling me, you need $1,950, and you still need to clear 3 expenses. It shows you a nice little meter of how far you are in your income. Right now we're about halfway of our expenses. Our total income was $4,000. Our expenses are $3,800, and we have $200 left for Starbucks. Okay? Keep in mind, if I have this leftover money and I don't spend any of it, which we all know that's not realistic, but let's just say in June I had $200 left over. In July, I can go over here and set, oh, my starting balance is $200 because I didn't spend anything at Starbucks. So now you'll notice I have a little leftover money, and I can put that in savings. I can put it, stash some cash away for Christmas, whatever you want. FlexCheck makes this so easy to do. And I hope you're seeing that this isn't a normal banking app. It does not connect to your account. It does not connect to the internet. This is all local. I can save my data. Let's show you how to save that. If I want to save my data in FlexCheck to my phone so I can archive it permanently, or you can just leave it, but maybe these months get a little, there's too many and it's too much scrolling. You can archive these months and these budgets. All you have to do is go to the big I information icon, scroll down to export backup data. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit save to my files. Right. This says FlexCheck backup. Right now this phone is empty, so I'm going to hit backup 1, or I can just hit FlexCheck backup. I think this was June, so I'm just going to put June 2026 and then hit save. That's all you have to do. Now if I want to bring back that data, all I have to do is go restore from backup. Actually, let's go, and we're done. So let's just say we delete this month. Go here, delete this month. So I'm deleting June, but I want to bring June back. So let's go to the information icon again. Remember, we saved it. Go to restore from backup. Here's my file, FlexCheck backup. And I'm going to replace this, and June is back. So if I want to go back and look at a month, like what did I do last Christmas, or what did I do last, holidays on my budget, or I forgot, is there something that I missed last month? You can always go back and restore it, which is really powerful. Also, keep in mind, all this data is on your phone. It is local. Unless you have Apple iCloud service, everything's going to stay local, all right? All the data on the FlexCheck app is stored local, so your privacy is safe unless you have an iCloud account and an iPad where it backs up your data through Apple servers. But I assure you, Apple servers are very secure, so you don't have to worry. But if you don't have an iCloud account and you don't use iCloud, then no worries. Everything is stored locally. You don't have to worry about any compromises. Now, if you want to learn more and you want to see some of our video tutorials, no problem. Go right here and we'll have video tutorials, and that will take you to our YouTube channel where we have all our tutorials for this app. Or if you have issues, we have a support website where you can go and contact us. Or if you just want to look at the screens, the initial screens, to see some of the cool stuff that FlexCheck does for you, you can hit that. Here's our contact information too. You can send us an email for any ideas. We love to hear it. We want to make this app better for everybody, and we want it to help them. One last screen I want to show you is the compare screen. If you're a data nerd and you want to check out all these different comparisons, this is where you would go. So we have the average income, average expenses, average unused. It shows you all the months that we have up here on how much extra money you have. You can go to the actual month if you want. Go back to the compare screen here. But this is just basically comparing your income and expenses. And here's all the months, the dollar amounts. Pretty cool if you're into that. So I hope this has been a good tutorial for you to show you the power of FlexCheck and the system I've designed to help you manage your money on an extremely tight budget, or if you're living on a check-to-check budget. One thing that you're going to need to do to use this app in the best way is to have 2 accounts. One, that all your expenses come in and your paycheck goes in, and a second account where all your spending money goes in. The reason for that is we don't want any overspending, okay? And the only way to really manage that easily is to put all your spending money in a different account, okay? You can get a free checking account on many sites, many banks, so I wouldn't worry about any costs. If you're paying for a checking account, it should be very minimal. Also, by having a separate spending account, this is going to be your debit card that you're using at the gas station, at the grocery store, at the rock concert if you go. And that card could get compromised at any moment. This has happened to me. So what I want to do is transfer my leftover money, and I know using FlexCheck how much money I'm going to have left over. So that will be safe. If that card gets compromised, I can just move my money over to a different account, open one online, whatever, is easier for you. Cut that card up, and now the thieves have access to a card that no longer has any money and no longer has an account that's active. You want to keep your income and expenses being deposited in an account that you don't use a debit card for. The only reason you're going to use the debit card is to set up your auto pay if you choose to do that, or to pay your bills. That is all. You do not want to use your primary account for anything at a gas station or a grocery store or a convenience store, because it will eventually get compromised, and this has happened to me. Doing this system, I know exactly how, having two accounts. I know in my spending account, I have $200 left over. I can spend $200 at Starbucks. Once I'm out, I'm out. I'm not going to overdraft, into my expenses and then start a horrible snowball effect that you guys have all experienced if you're living check to check, where you overspend and now you're trying to grab from here and deal with here and trying to find money, and that causes tons of stress. We don't want that. This is what FlexCheck is for, to solve those problems. So you definitely want one account for this, total income and expenses, and one account for leftover. This account, debit card, you only use to set up auto pay and pay bills. This account, leftover money, you use this debit card for transactions at Starbucks. This will keep you the safest, and it makes it so much easier and provides a lot less stress. This is the way that this system and the FlexCheck app work. Lastly, let's go ahead and clear all our expenses. We have 3 expenses that need to clear still, so I'm going to collapse income just so we can see this easier. My water bill has cleared. So at the end of the month, my car payment has cleared. My fake expense that we put in there for demonstration purposes has cleared, right? So I have $100 left over in my paycheck 1. I have $100 left over in my paycheck 2. And if I go to the big number, I don't need any more money in my account. I'm great. Everything is good. No stress, no worry about overdraft fees, none of that, okay? And I get a little happy celebration cone emoji or icon, and I have $200 left over, so I can go get me a Starbucks latte and be very happy. Now when you clear all your expenses, you'll notice that reset cleared for a new cycle comes up. That's if you wanted to clear everything and start over. Say you're forecasting and you just want to hit the buttons and get a full picture, which you shouldn't need to do, but if you want to, you can, and this will just unclear everything as if you were starting a new budget for the month. All right, so let's go ahead and hit that. Make everything not cleared. Done. We are back to the original setup for June. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to use the FlexCheck app. It is a very simple, it is a different approach on accounting. It is a system I've developed, and it has kept me in good standing, and even on tight budget, it has helped me to be less stressed over my income and my money and know exactly how much money I have to spend and do things with, save, and project and forecast future months. Know exactly how much to keep in your account so every bill clears. Built for living check to check. And that's what I developed this system for. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and the FlexCheck app.